Okay, let's move into our main discussion of the day now. The presidency has ordered proper investigation into how the humongous amounts of money reportedly released to security agencies in relation to 2015 presidential election was managed.
Yes, indeed. And as a result of that, 3 former security heads who held strategic positions are to be investigated by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Among those slated for unrestricted probe are the immediate past Director General of the Department of State Security, Daura, his predecessor, Itai Ekpeyong, and the former Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, Ayoke.
Now, this comes after Tuesday's sack of Daura, who had last November blocked EFCC operatives from gaining access into the Abuja homes of Ekpeyong and Oke for search. Daura had argued at the time that security expenditure could not be subject to any investigation by the EFCC and that doing so would expose the security agencies to ridicule.
But the acting president has ordered the EFCC to retrieve cash from whoever is found to have dipped their hands into the till and arrest them. Well, Dr. Ojo is still very much with us in the studio. We've also been joined by public affairs analyst Doyin Johnson. Good morning again, gentlemen, and thanks for joining us.
Yes, it's good to have Doyin and Dotun discussing Daura.
DDD right there. Okay, so here we are. It has taken the sack of Daura to begin to get all these revelations about some 80 billion missing somewhere, the NIA cash, and all of that. Are you surprised? Are you concerned that it had to take this to happen for us to even find out that Daura had any links with all of this humongous alleged
corruption has been the principal of the major problem of this country. So the major problem we're having is anybody, many people, most of the people that find themselves at the corridor of power always use the opportunity to exploit, to have more money, to steal, to loot into their personal purse. So Daura matter, he cannot be exonerated from such act because he's a living soul, he's a human being living in Nigeria of today. So automatically, he's bound to experience such act.
I don't understand. Like, just the mere fact that he's a Nigerian means he will be tainted by this corruption that we've, been talking about.
Higher percentage of Nigerians are tainted with that because system allows such.
Okay. It's a systemic problem.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, when we talk about system, I wonder who the system is or what the system is, different from who the personalities are. When we often talk about system, but I will take you on this issue of system later on. Doctor, Daura was quoted as saying that at the time that no other agency has the right to investigate funds for security agencies.
Yeah.
That has been the style over time. It's not new. It's not. I'm sure he's saying that as a product of experience, what he has seen over time. Because even the security vote given to governor, you cannot investigate it. Once you give it to them, they have the right to use it the way they like. So this is a product of experience. This is what we've seen over time. Maybe from a military regime, I don't know exactly where it emanated from. But the idea has always been any vote for security is vote for security. Once the space is secure, then you may not necessarily be able to question that fact.
So from this premise that you made now, in that case, when there is no adequate security, is that when there should be a probe?
Ordinarily, people begin to ask questions if you have security vote. For example, if the security, I know a governor was earning as high as 500 million per month at a point as security vote. But
no, don't say he was earning, he was getting.
Okay.
There was an allocation because it wasn't his money.
He was getting about 500 million. But nobody questioned him because the state was peaceful. But you and I understand the fact that he was not going to spend 500 million naira to secure the state. But he was not bound to come out to explain because he was able to achieve security. So to a certain extent, once our leaders achieve security, then we just turn away, the people just turn away from the fact that there's a huge allocation to achieve that. So it is when there's no security, even most of the times, they get more money if there's insecurity. And that is why the issue of insurgency will never end. Because there are people, the money carrying...
Will never end?
Will never end.
Underline the word
will never end.
Never.
I'm not kidding, except we are going back to system again. Except we are going to build a leader who will be produced by the system and will be willing to destroy the system and build another one, which is very difficult because once the system takes you to power, you are also relying on the power of the system to come for a second term. So you will not want to destroy the system.
All right, so based on what Doyin Johnson has said, the many sins and many allegations ascribed to Daura, whether in the case of Dasuki, storming the Benue Assembly, storming the National Assembly and all of that, it is the system that he met, the system that was in place that gave him the impetus to do that. Is that what you're saying? So really, this is not even about Daura or anybody. In the case of Seifa, we have a new DG right now. He's acting. It is possible that the system will
make him
do the same thing.
Thank you very much. Sometimes ago, when Dr. Shuba Okadigbo, late,
former
was impeached as Senate president, then, the man was alleged to have spent 50 million naira to buy RAM for Salah. Yes, that was the major reason why the man was impeached. I asked a question, but many people could not listen to me then. I said, how much would they be spending on RAMs before it get there? Hello? The systemic problem has been the major problem. We talk about security votes not being questioned or no accountability. Everything must be accountable for. You should be able to give to your principal. Maybe governor...
That is if your principal decides or bothers at all to even ask you to give account.
Because your principal is even chopping his own.
As he has rightly said earlier, that they don't bother when there is peace. It's only when there is crisis or when there is problems. That's when people bother about that, which is not supposed to be so.
Like in the case of Benue, for example, he's been asked to, according to reports,
and transparency to... It may not be open to the entire Nigeria because it's a security matter.
Yes.
But some selected people like NSA and whoever that matter should be able to know, okay, the 500 million given to this particular state or this particular local government for security fund should be able to be accounted for. Now you just tell us that, okay, 500 million was given to you for security vote for a state, no problem in that month, so you're covered. It's not supposed to be like that.
Okay, there's the issue of, there's a concern by Nigerians on the use of cash, because a lot of this money is with security has always comes in cash and not within the system. How concerned, how appropriate, or maybe how appropriate is that?
It has never been appropriate. It will not be appropriate. But because it's like they will tell you that anything that has to do with security is instantaneous. So they may not want to pass through the bureaucratic bottleneck of having to go to the bank. And that has been what we hide under to ship money from the CBN to whatever ministry we take it from. But again, like I said the other time, security and information over time are two major areas where every government has hidden under to steal money. Not just because of the fact that you cannot quantify security or information, but because of the fact that, like he said, he's also referring to them. They will tell you that security business is for the top notch of government. Meanwhile, these top people, they are the ones that are involved with the money in the first place. So he is like saying, okay, if the secrecy continue, the money sharing will continue.
All right, you know what, gentlemen, we're not even just talking about the issue of funds and how it was appropriated under Lawal Daura. Should he have been appointed in the first place as DSS DG, considering the fact that he had been sacked in 2013, 2014 for, reasons best known to, government?
When you look at Daura's matter, it was also head of training school of SSS.
Yeah.
Then they were SSS, not DSS.
Yes.
I think so. And Daura is known to be one of the staunch supporters of President Muhammadu Buhari. That may be one of the reasons why he was sacked. I could not deep into that. That may be one of the reasons why he was sacked. Because he's not supporting the present government as at that time. That may be the reasons. But the position is either he's sacked or he's not sacked. Before they can appoint him, there will have been a lot of screening to have passed through.
And security checks and all that.
Security checks.
Yeah.
But the area I think with Nigeria should look into is that if you want to join, if you want to get any appointment in Nigeria, you have to be screened, investigate, scrutinized by DSS. Who checkmate, who scrutinize DSS?
That's a big question.
Lanta cannot see his bottom. So automatically, there should be another body that will also check, scrutinize, screen whoever that is going to be DG of DSS. Maybe DMI, depends on whatever the constitution. As I've said earlier, what we are having is still constitutional problem.
Okay.
So automatically, we still have to look at restructuring anyhow at all cost.
Wow.
All
So
right.
we've come back to the issue of restructuring. Dr. John, there was a question Colonel Abubakar Umar, retired, asked that those are salient questions that must be asked. Where are the assets handed over to Daura by Ekpeyong, who was his former, the former DSS boss, and in what state are they now? What did he have against Magu that he, came up with the reports, of course, that the National Assembly decided to use not to confirm his appointment and all of so many questions left unanswered. And I doubt if we can answer those questions.
We may not be able to answer all those questions now because even legal icon Femi Falana came up with the list of the scenes, what he called the scenes of Daura, but we won't have time to discuss all those now. Dr. John, thank you very much for coming on the program. We have to end it here right now. And Doyin Johnson, thank you very much for coming.
God bless you.
Thank you.